And we are live. Hey, everybody. How are ya?
Are you asking us?
I'm asking everybody, anybody, and all the things.
I am fully functional.
Anybody
All
else?
right, testing. 1, 2, 3.
Buttons.
I am fully functional as well.
I'm actually recording this time, unlike the last episode of Black Label that didn't actually get recorded by me.
Black Label's cursed, man.
Sabotage my campaign.
Hey, I just had to take 3 hours to download it from the Twitch stream, edit it, render it for another hour, and then upload it for another 2. I just didn't go to bed till like.
You didn't record Black Label?
No. There's a point in Black Label that if you watch me at about 45 minutes in, I think.
You're like, oh, fuck.
You see me look down and then look at the camera with a look of panic. And then I look back and forth at it for a little while as I determine, do I tell Zero that in the moment? Or do I wait to see if I can fix it?
Oh, man.
I don't think I would actually care.
I never would have known.
I know. I have no ability to keep secrets, so which is the hardest part about DMing, is having to keep this all secret from you as I worked the last 2 weeks.
You could have told us. We scryed anyway. Why wouldn't we know?
You have no idea what is in store for you.
I would like to cast Scry on the DM as he's creating the next events.
You have to become a patron, and then you can see some of my building process in action.
I shall hold future art ransom until I can make a successful scrying spell. That is the cost of this spell.
Oh no.
I would say I wouldn't DM Black Label, but clearly Chuck doesn't want so Black Label to be a thing.
I know, right?
Taking it down from the inside.
I think it proves how much I want it to be a thing as to how many hours I spent
to fix it.
We should just start calling your campaign Black Sheep.
Oh, I missed you all.
Baba, black sheep, have you any wool? No, sir, I forgot to record.
Or turn the audio on. Or... Alright. Should we jump into it, guys, before my power goes out due to the blizzard?
Yes. Should we do it previously?
Like, half of Montana is now just dark. And,
yeah, but no one lives in Montana.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
But it's moving this way. Or the tornadoes will move west.
And it'll blow away the blizzard.
It feels like the day after tomorrow is becoming real. When did I become part of a Roland Emmerich film?
The day you moved to North Dakota.
A Roland Emmerich film.
Yeah. That would explain the crappy dialogue. And the overabundance of characters in my life.
Alright.
Also, Talamh, you're still in the mountain range there.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
That's on purpose. I told you I was hiding there.
Alright. Talamh, take us away.
Alright. Previously on Roll for Initiative Z, we found ourselves in a tower in the palace. We were escorted by a guard. And up in the tower, we met the king and queen, and they were dressed a little less formally. And we decide that we are going to scry on Acolyte again. Well, she and Mr. Schlegel are having a meet-in with a human woman who is flanked by goblins. And she's inviting them to come visit her home and discussing the ascension of Cardinal Dorn. So after learning all this, we decide to take a crazy plan and teleport directly to Belfie. And at the time, we didn't know what kind of a risk it was, but it ended up working out in the end because, hey, that's us. Anyway, the guards insist that Oliver takes his mask off. We still don't know what's underneath it, but we suspect very pointy teeth. We meet Hardier Cragbuckle, and he runs the tavern, the Flagon and Ghost. And upon hearing the fact that his sword is very special, he doesn't want it anymore. So Ridire offers to take it off of his hands. His sword is called General Cragbuckle, third to Enoth. And that's about where we left off.
I'm a
Perfect.
very selfless individual.
Zero, you're a little quiet.
You're a little quiet.
I believe your microphone is up on top of your head instead of in front of your mouth.
I'm not using that one.
Oh, well.
Welcome
That
to
way.
Roll for Initiative ASMR. Bzz, 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 bzz.
Oh, no.
Does your arse ever get jealous of the things coming out of your mouth?
Oh, I didn't expect that.
Oh my gosh, you can't make two fat guys laugh like that. We're gonna have heart attacks over here.
Oh. Wow. Wow, curiosity. All right. So, you wake up in the morning and come down the stairs. You've seen Craig Buckle sitting there, nervous, not getting a lot of sleep the night before. If I remember correctly, it has been a whopping day since you left the, what city was that? Where did you start this whole journey?
Wygrove?
That's right. Wygrove to the capital, to Bilthy in a 24-hour period. So, that's, yeah, the day is yours to do with as you please. You know that the city is, surrounded by an army.
Yeah, I want to go talk to the guard captain and see, just what's going on and what we can assist with.
Okay. So, the initial guard that you had talked to, I believe I had said he was a captain of some kind.
I thought so, but it's been a couple of weeks. I could be mistaken.
Yeah. Regardless, we're gonna say that he was just, in charge of the battalion that was around when you bamfed in.
Yeah.
So, there's a fairly heavy guard presence if you want to go up to someone, or if you're looking to go to a, authority figure, you would have to ask about that.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'll find a guard, and I'll just be like, is everyone with me? I'm assuming, or
I'm actually gonna go around the perimeter and see if I can suss out this hole in the wall that people seem to be sneaking in through.
okay,
I'll go with her on that. So you
okay, cool.
You can handle that.
Yeah, so they'll go do that. I'll find a guard and I'll just say, excuse me, yes, I'm here to assist in the defense. Who's in charge?
Okay. So you approach a half elf and says, "Well, sir, that depends on who you mean is in charge. In charge of the military is Captain Orman, but in charge of the city, that would be Mayor. Where's her name?
Felicia.
It's not Felicia. She's busy. That would be Mayor Nolbray.
Probably Captain. Since I want to help with the direct defense.
Very good. You'll find him in the watchtower, and he directs you in the direction of that tower.
I will go to said tower.
Okay. Bilthy is a fairly small town, so it does not take you long to get there. I mean, yeah, still a city, still fairly bigger than some of the smaller villages that you've been in recently, but not a lot of note here. So, you make your way to the guard tower, or to the watchtower, and as you get closer, the military presence, the soldiers, are a lot heavier in number. Lots of movement, lots of people coming and going, hurrying to position or reporting status from the wall. You walk in, and there is a half-orc at a desk, and says, military personnel only at this time. We're obviously a little busy.
I can see that, sir. But I do need to speak to, what was his captain? What was his name?
Captain Orman.
I do need to speak to Captain Orman. I'm here at behest of the King and Queen to assist in the defense. I'll show my medallion.
Aha! Sent from the royal capital city, huh?
Yes.
Well, then I will go get the captain and see if he's got some time for you.
Thank you.
And he turns and leaves. Goes.
It's another even smaller gnome.
Goes up a staircase, and about 5 minutes goes by. Another 5 minutes, and then he returns and says, I'll escort you to the captain, but you'll have to disarm before I take you up.
Ridire pulls a Bugs Bunny and takes his arm off. No, I'm kidding. Yeah,
All right.
I'll relinquish my weapons.
Yeah, how much damage is that?
That is going to be
Fine, I can take it.
41 points of damage.
Oh, I'm fine.
That's a lot of damage.
That's an arm.
He'll live.
I've had worse.
Yeah.
Find out
easy.
he's actually just been a
Just but a
warforged this
scratch.
entire time. Used to be human, but he slowly replaced himself. Now he's just all warforged.
That's actually a be a good character to play.
It would be kind of interesting.
What, somebody who's mostly warforged? They're just a brain in a can?
A warforged artificer, but they weren't always warforged.
They were like an elf or something, and slowly
They
replaced
just
all of
replaced
themselves.
everything to the point that maybe there's just a brain in the thing, or maybe not even a brain anymore. Maybe they're just they magically transferred themselves into the machine body.
After they pulled their brain out of their head, out of their robot body to like upgrade it, like somebody secretly kept all the other body parts and just reconstructed him.
So now there's two of him.
Oh god, it's the bag of what are those things? What am I thinking of? Golem. The bag of Golem that I created.
Oh yeah.
It's the most twisted item I've ever built. You put in as many body parts as you want, and once you have enough, it creates a golem.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he gave it to our evil necromancery type warlock.
He had based his character off of... You know what? We're not going to go there. That's a different time.
It's old.
Yeah.
So, to the captain. I'll relinquish my weapons. I think it's just the 2 swords now, and the crossbow.
Yep. Okay. You walk up the stairs, knock on the door, and you hear a voice from the other side call out or say, yeah, bring him in. And the door opens, and inside you see a male human with stringy black hair and a large bulbous nose sitting behind a desk. And he is a fairly large human.
Large as in just like physically large, or large as in overweight large?
Large as in probably overweight. And as the door opens, he says, yeah, what do you want?
I'm here to assist in the defense of the town. I wanted to speak with you to help formulate strategy and figure out where I can best be put to use.
What makes you think we need your help?
Maybe the fact that your city is surrounded by an enemy force?
They've been here for days. I think we got this. They haven't come in yet. They're too afraid.
So what's going to happen when they do?
We'll stop them.
How?
We have men.
Yes, they have werewolves.
Okay.
Do your men have silver weapons? Magic weapons?
All that hoity-toity shit. We don't need any of it.
I'm going to slam my fists down on the table. And say, you need to be prepared for what is going to happen, because you will be held responsible if they kill the people of this town. I'm going to roll for intimidation.
Okay, go for it.
Guys, guess what? My intimidation's just as good as my, as my persuasion. That is a 21.
Jeez.
I don't have time for people like this. Not when the people in the town are under threat. If need be, guys, I might have to take charge of the military forces. I'm just letting you know.
That's fine. He stands up and slams his fist down on the ground. And, looks at you.
Wow.
Huh?
He succeeded to save. That's
Yeah.
impressive.
He got a 19 on the roll.
Cool.
Slams his hands down on the ground, on the table, stands up, and now you can see, yes, this is a very rotund individual. and says, "You'd better watch your mouth. I'm in charge here."
Yes, well, if you're in charge, then you need to have a plan.
Yeah.
And the plan just can't be, oh, we'll deal with it. That's not a plan. That is idiocy.
We have men on the walls, archers ready to go. As soon as they come close, we will take them out.
That's a good start. But you do need to be prepared. These archers will not be as effective as you think unless we start making sure we have silver weapons.
And where... Do you just carry silver around with you? How do we plan to get silver to us?
Is there a forge in town?
Yeah, we have a couple of blacksmiths.
Let's melt down some silver and start producing as much silver weaponry as we can. May not be a lot, but as long as we can get some out to your men, it would help. I will gladly donate some silver.
You're gonna give up your silver.
Yes. Wouldn't you, to protect the innocent?
No.
Then you, sir, are not worthy of your command, and I'm going to leave. I'm going to go find the mayor.
Okay. As you get to the foot of the stairs, you are stopped by a male human with just a crazy mop of reddish hair.
Okay.
And he says, "Hey, sir.
Yes?
Sir, what's this talk? I mean, we could all hear you down here. What's this talk about werewolves and silver?"
Werewolves cannot be harmed by normal means. This army has werewolves amongst it. I don't know how much of their force is werewolves and other were creatures, but it is at least a portion of it.
Yeah, from what we can gather, it's about a quarter of the army.
Okay. Then we need to try and get some silver weaponry into the hands of you and the rest of these men so that they can be at least somewhat effective against the werewolves. I'm sure you can handle the other parts of their forces fairly well, but...
No. No.
No? Well then, why is that man upstairs in charge? Because he seems to think you are.
Yeah, the mayor likes him, and he's in charge, and we just...
Can you take me to the mayor, please?
Absolutely, sir.
We're going to sort this out.
Right. And your name, sir. Sorry.
I am Ser Ridire.
It's pleasure. And you came from the city, the capital?
Yes, the king and queen have sent us. They are planning to get more assistance up here.
Oh,
but,
thank God.
We volunteered to come here beforehand to try and assist in what small way we might be able to before, because obviously it takes time to muster a large force.
Okay, so we're not doing this alone.
You haven't been abandoned, but we will have to hold out for at least a short period longer.
Very well. I'm General, Rhine.
General Rhine? Why is a captain higher rank than a general?
Because I don't know my military ranks. No, I googled this. Captain is higher.
What?
In an army, captain is absolutely not higher.
Captain is fairly...
In the Navy, captain might be comparable.
But there is no... A captain is comparable to a colonel, essentially. And a general comparable to an admiral.
Yeah.
But whatever, it's your military. It's,
I mean, yeah,
your ranks can be whatever they want to be.
Yeah, that's true.
I think I looked up medieval rankings.
Oh, well, could have been different.
And I think it was like Captain General or something like that. Or Google lied to me. Chief of Staff, Lieutenant General, Major General, Brigadier General, Colonel. God, this is why one of the reasons I'm not in the military. It's confusing as hell.
I mean, they didn't really have rank in the medieval times the same way they do now. You basically had like your lord and like your commanders and marshals, and then just the troops underneath them. Maybe sergeants.
Yep, okay.
In any case, whatever.
So, Captain, a lord and his retinue, and then general, subordinate to the governor, often a counter baron. Yeah. Sure.
So they're probably similarly ranked, but through different organizational things then.
Yep. So, hierarchy. Town leader, captain, general, everybody else.
Okay.
And your characters would know that.
Weird to my modern brain, but if that's what it is, then that makes sense. Cool. So he's pretty high ranked then. I'm going to work with this guy then. What was his name again? You said he was General
Rhine.
General
I
Rhine.
think is how you pronounce that. Rinne.
If that's how you want to pronounce it, then that's how you can pronounce it.
I'm just not sure of the Gaelic language with double N's.
I don't know.
Or an E at the end. Would it be Rhine?
You're the DM.
We're going with
you
Rhine.
Can pronounce it however you want.
I'm
Rhine.
trying to be culturally sensitive.
It's just the Scottish and the Irish.
My favorite people.
Yeah.
All right. So General Rhine
hello,
takes
General
you,
Rhine,
and
you seem far more competent than what's his bucket up there.
I'm not gonna speak.
I mean,
ill of
if
a
you
commanding officer, sir.
No, you don't have to say it. Let's go meet with the mayor.
Okay. Well, you
as a head
go ahead, curiosity.
as a heads up for the future, double N in Gaelic is pronounced like with like a Spanish tilde N. Rinya.
I knew it.
Rinya.
Rinya. I like that.
Rinya.
General Rinya. That
Cool.
definitely sounds more like what I thought it would be, but then I doubted myself because that's what I do.
Rinya heart.
Ooh. So, switching over to Oliver and Talamh,
Yes.
you are going to be casing the perimeter, is that right?
Yep,
Yeah.
that's correct.
I want to personally do like a thorough search of it myself, like a huge, like, search nook and cranny kind of thing. I don't know
Okay.
if Talamh wants to do like a more general pass around a few times, or
Well, I'm gonna be feeling out for any like things that are wrong with the stones and whatnot.
different. You're underground, I'm above ground.
Ish. Like, yeah, I could see if there's any secret tunnels or anything like that.
I think that would potentially work.
Because even if it doesn't, if the tunnel like enters in through a building further in, if you can sense it, then you could follow it to its point of origin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me. Oh. Let's say 3 investigation checks each.
I can't use perception just to see if there's anything.
This would be investigation.
Well, you both got a nat 20.
That's a lot.
Well,
of nat
okay
20s.
then.
That's
Guys.
2 Bowies, and the lowest roll is a 12. Which ain't awful.
That's not bad at all. That. I'm just looking up Bilthy a second time here. Yeah, about
Once again, though, I'm Schrodinger's shirt, so you can't know if I have it on or not.
Is he getting the power from the shirt? Or is he getting the power from somewhere else?
He's
Sure,
beginning to
sure.
believe.
I am both wearing and not wearing the shirt.
Schrodinger's shirt, eh?
Mm-hmm.
It's the Emperor's new shirt.
Ooh.
Okay. It takes you a while to fully find to walk the perimeter. It's not a huge town by any stretch of the imagination, but it's got a solid, there's a solid number of people here. There's about 1,000 people living in the town. And the fact that it's surrounded by walls, makes the perimeter line very easy to track, but every now and then you kind of slow down because you think maybe this is a crack or like a weak spot, and then under further investigation you're able to see that this is probably just general wear and tear of a city, not nefarious by any means, and not something that could roll me a nature check, both of you, with advantage.
16 for me.
There's my gills. 19.
Wow. Yeah, both of you are easily able to say, after a quick look at it, like, okay, this is natural stone. It's not, it's not weak enough where it could be exploited. Eventually, you, in a more residential area that is, kind of on the northeastern corner of the city, as it's a rounded wall shape, you are able to find a very well hidden set of loose stones and rubble.
Huh.
And it's behind a bush, and whoever was able to carve it was able to carve out larger chunks, so it blended in well. But with Talamh, you were able to sense a bit of digging lower under the wall to get to some of the bigger chunks of it out. And Oliver was able to see the with nearly a 30. Good grief, investigation.
Dang.
Yeah, was able to look at it and go like, all right, that bush didn't start growing there. It was moved there, and those rock pieces are, slightly askew from where they should be.
Does it look like this was done from the inside?
No, outside in.
Okay.
Does Oliver have mending?
No.
Darn. You could just hold up a piece. You could hold up a piece of stone to it, mend, hold up another piece of stone to it, mend, and just slowly mend them back together.
Just spot weld for the next 2 hours.
Just spot weld it all back together, exactly.
I can mold earth a giant mound behind it.
But that would still be easier to dig through than the stone. But that's still something. If there's no other option, you should definitely do that, because that'll at least slow them down. Then we can maybe figure something more permanent out. Too bad wall of stone isn't permanent, because you could just drop a wall of stone in front of it. But you have to
See, you say that, You say that,
How
but if
long-
you maintain your concentration on the spell for the whole duration, the wall becomes permanent and can't be dispelled.
How long is it? An hour?
I have to spend 10 minutes concentrating.
That's only 10 minutes?
Uh-huh.
So what you're telling me
So
is
little
Talamh's
time.
going to concentrate for 10 minutes and just put a thick sheet of stone across this hole?
Uh-huh. And it would be 60 inches thick?
And it gets, what, 30 hit points per 10
Inch?
inches or something like that? Per inch?
It's, yeah, 30 hit points per inch.
Yeah. They
And
wouldn't be
how
coming
many
through there
inches
anymore.
thick did you say?
60, because I could
5
do...
feet. That's 5
it's
feet
10.
thick.
It's 10 by 10 foot panels that are 6 inches thick. But I could just go...
You can layer them all just in a big layer, yeah, big sandwich.
1,800 hit points.
5 foot thick piece of stone just blocking their entrance hole.
I mean, if I do that, I won't have another 5th level spell to spend. But, you know,
But that stops them from being able to get through their sneaky way in.
that's true.
So potentially we might have time for another long rest before they're able to do anything about it.
Wait, I should throw... Too bad I can't put a permanent... You can't put a permanent Druid Grove right there.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, I'll spend 10 minutes.
Unless we want to wait to try and lure them in through it, but
And then they can't get back out.
it's up to you. You guys are the ones that are there, so.
So, go ahead and roll me a Constitution check. I forget what concentration is.
It's Constitution.
Alright, I was right.
Saving throw or...
Just a check. Okay. Yeah. I should probably roll to make sure, but...
Would you roll a 2?
No. All right.
Yes.
I'm trying to remember what is 100 on this D100.
Does it have special symbols?
No. So I rolled 2 D10s. I have the 100 one, which got a 0, and then I rolled a 1.
So that would be so the hundreds is your tens place. So the 0 is 10.
On the percentile, it'd be, yeah.
That'd be
So if it was 3 zeros, it would be 100.
3 zeros would be 100. It's 0, so it got
001 is a 1. Yep.
I got
So,
legitimately the furthest away you could get from an event happening. Because it was going to be 100, something was going to happen to disrupt it.
Oh.
So 10 minutes goes by with no event. Nothing. The wall is built. It is permanent. It's a little unseemly compared to the rest of the, colored stone of the wall, but
it is functional as hell.
Oh.
it is solid.
I put my hand on the stone wall that's already there, and then to get what the mineral makeup is, and then I put my hand on the stone wall that I made, and now it's the same color.
Yeah, I'll allow that.
Yeah, well, she can just do that with shaped earth, right? You can just change
With
the
mold
color
earth,
of
yeah,
it.
I could. I just do it.
I did not know. That's awesome. Okay, so
Well, that's how she draws her permanent words on things.
So the somebody's property value just got a little bit smaller, but other than that, you're set.
God, whoever tries to come in is like, ah,
They
They're-
found the hole, and
they're gonna be
patched
so
up
mad.
very quickly.
They like take the loose stones out of the wall and just like in the darkness of night, they just are expecting to waltz right through and just bonk their heads.
We're standing on the other side, and we just hear, "Ow!"
We just start laughing.
Like a bunch of like school children door like ding dong ditching, but like it's just waiting for it. Just...
Thunk.
Oh, they did it!
Ah, you got punked.
Ashton Kutcher steps out of the bushes.
There's a hidden camera there and there and there and there.
We've got people scrying from that corner, over there.
This was broadcast all the way in the Capitol.
King and Queen are just sitting there like, I love this show.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah,
Good work,
so
guys.
you mended the wall successfully. We'll jump back to Ridire and Renee.
I didn't
Rinya.
realize wall of
Rinya.
stone
Rinya.
become
Renee.
permanent that easily. I thought it was like one of those ones where you have to cast it a bunch to then make it permanent like other spells, but
Nope.
Just one full casting of it. Good to go.
Yes, she's
Freaking druids, man.
That makes that spell so much better than I thought it was. And it was
Oh,
already
it's good.
a really good spell. But the fact that like if you have time to plan, you can make a permanent wall, even if it doesn't have, you stretch it out so it doesn't have that many hit points.
Oh yeah, you can make
That
10 by
still helps you out so much.
you can make 10 by 20 panels that are only 3 inches thick, so they'd have 90 hit points.
That's still a lot of hit points.
It's a lot of hit points.
Yeah, because
What?
it's still always going to be easier to bypass it than go through it if you can. So
How do you think I managed that werewolf fight that we were in?
They never made it through that.
Gosh, they just be like, you know what? I don't want to fight all of you at one time. Here, you
stay
guys
over
sit.
there.
You're in timeout. We'll deal with them.
If we make it to 17th level, Ridire gets Wall of Force, so we could literally just cut the enemy team into 3 groups and fight them one at a time.
I do have Wall of Flame also.
Ooh.
All right, so with
Yes.
Ridire and Rinya, you are brought in front of a very small cottage with a thatch roof and the smell of some baked goods coming through out into the street.
Well, at least there's some humility here to the mayor, I guess. That's something.
And the general walks up and kind of forcefully knocks on the door. And the door opens and you can't quite see who he's talking to from where he's standing in the doorway. But you hear him say, you hear your name and something about here to help out, and he steps aside and you see a very old little woman. Half elf in appearance, judging by the ears. White hair, and she slowly steps forward and says, come in. Visitors are always welcome.
I'll follow her in. Thank you.
Yes, of course. Can I offer you some treats?
Can I insight check?
Yeah.
She's working with the other side. Never trust old ladies. Ever.
I got 9, or if I have advantage, I got a 22 nat 20.
Yep, unfortunately,
But I
unless
don't
you have an
think I do.
ability that gives you...
Not on insight.
Okay. Do you have inspiration? Because I'm pretty sure I've given you enough of it if you wanted to use it.
Gotta fix the wall with stone
I
shape.
do not have it marked, but I don't know if I remembered to mark it last time. Actually, no, you gave it to curiosity. I don't think I got any last time.
Yeah, we didn't get any. It was
So,
just curiosity. So no, I don't think.
Yeah,
Oh.
no inspiration. So, yeah, 9.
You know what? I'm going to be generous, and I'm going to give both you and Oliver inspiration.
Oh, cool. I'll still save it because I don't know how important it is here.
Okay.
If she is trying to lure me in to fatten me up, I'm pretty sure I can deal with that in any number of ways because I have my weapons again. So
Yes. You do not get the sense that she is anything other than a sweet little old lady.
cool. No, that wouldn't work, would it? Just a second. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, I'll just follow her in. No, thank you. I don't need anything at the moment.
Okay. Well, what can I do for you?
Well, as your general informed you, I've been sent here at the behest of the King and Queen to assist with the situation. And I approached your Captain Orman, to offer my assistance, and he apparently seems to think that there is no threat to your community.
Well, I trust our brave men and women who are fighting to handle any situation.
I agree that the majority of them doing the fighting are trustworthy. He, however, is not doing the fighting. He is sitting behind a desk and acting like there's nothing wrong. I strongly advise that he at least temporarily be taken out of command.
Oh, that would make him very upset.
And what bad thing will happen if he's upset? If he wants to be upset, he can be upset. Nothing happens from him being upset.
Well, I want everybody to be happy.
And that's a very admirable attitude. We should want people to be happy. But unfortunately, if the wrong people are happy, that can cause many other people to become very sad. If he does not do a good job of protecting the people of this city, the entire city will be sad because you wanted him to be happy.
I don't want the city to be sad.
Exactly. So we should probably put someone in charge who can guarantee to keep the city safe and happy.
Who would make the city happy?
I think your General Ridire there would probably do a fine job.
You look over at Rinya, who is just kind of bewildered at this conversation that is taking place. And not sure how he got thrown into the mix of this.
It's because I know he'll take my advisement seriously. Yeah, like
I know that,
willing-
and you know that.
yeah,
he doesn't know
know
that.
yeah. But yeah, my short, brief conversation with him, I'm like, this guy, even if he's not the best leader, at the very least, he's willing to listen to other people and benefit from their experience, and that's very important.
she looks over at Rinya and says, Roland, is this something you want? And he looks at you, looks at her, looks at you, stands at attention and says, ma'am, I just wish to serve and to do my best for the community.
Did she just call him Roland?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Is that the same Roland?
Is there a different Roland?
There was a Roland that tried to attack the Aridni that,
No, very
That's-
different Roland.
because that would have been amazing.
Would be hilarious, but then he would have recognized me because you remember I talked him down.
But you're wearing different armor now.
Pretty sure you put him in a hole.
No, I was going to.
Oh,
I was
that's
going
right.
to, but I got to him first and got a successful persuasion check. She was the backup in case I couldn't.
That's right. That's right.
Make him peacefully stop.
Yeah.
He would have had his head poking out of the ground like a little head of lettuce.
Anyways,
and he says, that's his response.
Yeah.
It says, well, I don't want people to be unhappy. Do you think Benji will be okay afterwards?
she's asking me.
Both.
If he is as good of a person as you seem to believe, I believe that he will come out just fine.
I'll have to bake him some cookies as an apology.
I bet he would love some cookies from you.
Oh, well, if you think it's gonna be okay, we can. Roland, you're gonna be in charge for a while. And Roland salutes and says, if it is any comfort, ma'am, the other generals and I have talked about perhaps having somebody else in charge during this time, and I believe they'll have my back in this. Okay, dear. Well, that makes me feel a little bit better. I'll go start on some paperwork and let Captain Orman know. And thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, you're very nice.
Well, so are you. Thank you for the compliment.
Yes. Okay, I'll write that letter. And she shuffles off to a back room.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay. So it's because she's just too nice of an old lady that she's got an incompetent guy in there, not because there's some sort of like bad.
I don't know. I still don't trust her.
Yeah, but at the very least, I was able to get.
She's like a level 40 rogue.
Was able to get Rinya in charge, and then him and the other generals can kind of just like co-opt leadership if they need to and make things actually happen. So, yeah, I'll look at Rinya and I'll be like, well, that went better than I anticipated.
What did you just do?
I just put someone in charge who will actually take the situation seriously.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I will, but that's a lot of responsibility.
Well, maybe share it with the other generals. You know, all of you together lead, right? You already pretty much do that anyways. You're already doing most of the leading. Is Captain Norman really doing that much of the leading?
Okay, you got a point, but now we're going to go meet them, and you're going to explain this situation.
Absolutely, and I will obviously be willing to advise and assist as well in any capacity you need. So,
Yeah, I would hope so. We're a little over our depth here, you know.
yes, hence the reason we need people who will take action. All right, let's meet with the other generals. I do have a few other traveling companions with me. If you would allow me to go and find them, and then we can all meet together, if that's okay.
Yeah, we're not doing this in the tower. He's gonna be awful. So where are you staying? We'll meet. We'll discuss.
We stayed the last night at the tavern, if that works, but we can meet anywhere.
That works. We'll meet you at the tavern. I'll go gather the generals. Oh,
Excellent.
I think we just did a coup.
I'm going to pat him on the shoulder and just say, "You're going to be fine. We are going to make it through this together. And if the leadership's too much for you, you can always give it back to Ormond once everything's calmed down."
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. He'll have me executed. I don't think anybody would actually follow through with it, but he would try.
It sounds like he really should never have been in charge then. I'm assuming the mayor's just a little bit too nice of a person in some instances. So.
We usually don't have armies of wolves and cultists.
True,
you know.
So usually he doesn't really have to do a whole lot. Yes, alright, we'll meet you at the tavern.
Okay.
Okay, I will go find the others.
Roll me a perception check.
Perception check with advantage. That's a nat 20.
Oh my god!
22.
These damn shirts are
total numerical order.
amazing.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Okay.
I'm just thinking about how silly this will all be if we all die. Like, oh, she's too nice of a person. Oh, you know what? You're fit to lead. You'll do great. We'll all survive.
And then we all die.
Well, here's the thing.
Really
We
funny.
might still all die. If the
I
other
know.
guy's in charge, we would all die.
I'll take a maybe over a
I
definitely.
will take a maybe over a definite death.
I just think it'd be really funny.
Yeah, well, then we'll all be dead. It's not like I'll have to live it down. Actually, no, I'll be stuck in a ring.
Oh my.
I mean, we could always just teleport back out.
That's true.
Just yoink the sword and leave.
We just convince everyone to, like, stand up and fight, and then everyone starts dying, and we're like, well, we've got a thing.
Top continent.
You know, the funny thing is that was my first note. Like, the second line down was they could choose to just leave the city. Parentheses, they won't.
But we
Guys,
could.
I have an idea.
Oh yeah?
Well, if something happens and Ridire goes dark, it's unlikely, but it's possible.
I feel like there's a lot of corruption arcs that could happen right here.
Honestly, depending on how any sort of interaction with Acolyte goes, it's like the last thing that could maybe cause Ridire to go corrupt.
There's a different one in the same kind of rank of power that would cause a corruption arc for Oliver. So
Yeah.
we're in a
so-
couple of corruption arc potentialities here.
Corruption. The two redemption characters are gonna go corruption instead.
I just think they're neat.
Oh,
Alright.
the web
Campaign
we
shifts
weave.
directions.
All right.
So-
Well, what?
So as Ridire... Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say. So the two of you have successfully closed this wall off. Continued around. You didn't stop there, I'm assuming, and checked for more.
Mm-hmm.
And upon not finding any more, you feel like you've done a good overview of the perimeter. So, what are you two doing in this time frame? Because I'd say you probably have about 15-20 minutes before Ridire comes looking for you.
I want to see if I can try to get a good idea of what entirely is out there, whether that's from like top of the wall or
So the wall has stairs all along it.
Oh yeah, then
that
I'll
you
go
can
up.
just go up and look.
I'll go up and I'll do another kind of perimeter just to see what the whole situation is.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll go up too, just not to see anything, just because, you know, I don't feel like hanging out by myself.
Fair enough. Oliver, roll me a perception check.
I'm good at these. I'm not good at those.
Talamh points off the edge of the wall. There it is. That's what it'll look
Hey.
like when one of you sees something.
Oh man.
As
A 5. So as you're going up to get a good look, you're stopped by a couple of guards who say, this area is closed off in case of, incoming fire from the invaders. So you'll have to find a different area to approach.
if there's incoming fire, you'll be wanting us up here.
I'll take out the amulet from the.
Yeah, the little medals. I've never, like, mine's prominently displayed.
We are here trying to help you people. There are some reinforcements potentially coming from the capital, and so we wanted to get a decent idea of what we were facing ourselves in person.
They're coming from the capital. How long ago did they leave?
Well, we left today, so
Mm.
should be a little bit of a trip, but that is why we are here, to try and make sure that we can at least survive until there.
I think they're gonna teleport from to Gorkill and be on their way over.
Okay, I mean, if they're coming from Gorkill, that's about a 7-day journey. If they're coming straight from the capital, that's gonna take a lot longer.
That is why we are trying to make sure that we know what we can do here in the meantime.
Well, all right. A quick look. Go ahead.
I'll go up and
I'll let you do another perception check.
And I'll help.
How are you going to help?
I don't know.
doesn't matter.
She puts her hands
Well-
over his ears so he doesn't get distracted.
I shuffle a stone so he has a slightly higher vantage point.
It's a 12.
It's like he's standing on a box.
Would you like
So
me to
box.
fetch you a box?
I wouldn't want to fall asleep in a box. I wouldn't want to die in a box. Or be buried in a box. I gotta memorize that monologue. Okay, with a 12, you look out and you can see a vast number of creatures, of tents, covering the landscape in front of you. With a quick glance, with a 12, hard to make out any specifics, but this army apparently stretches a very large distance. Would you have any background of knowing, like, army sizes, military battles, anything like that?
Probably not a lot, because that wasn't my main area of focus.
Yeah. I'd say you could roll a history check with disadvantage.
I'll try that. It's not gonna be. Oh, okay, 10.
10? All right.
Bad.
It's a lot more than what you see stationed around the walls and what you've seen in the city. But it's not like we're talking, 10,000 people strong. It's a sizable force, but it's not the end-all, be-all, force of all time.
Definitely could be dealt with.
I mean, from what you're seeing, it's very imposing.
Okay.
Especially knowing how many soldiers you've seen and some of the ragtag nature of some of them. You kind of get the sense that there's a lot of civilians helping out. And not like a full trained situation. Yeah. We'll go with that for now.
Okay.
So, it's at this point, standing on the wall, that you hear Ridire's voice calling to you from bottom of the wall.
Hello!
Quick, Oliver, laugh at the next thing I say. Once Ridire gets closer.
Yeah, I'll walk up to him.
And so I said, Antler, I hardly know her.
That was very amusing. Talamh. Haha. Okay.
Sounds like you're having fun. What did we find out?
It does seem to be pretty imposing. I don't know that the forces that we have in their current situation could take it, but if we have the reinforcements from the capital, which, if they're coming from Gorkill, be about 7 days, then maybe it is somewhat reasonable.
About how...
To make sure that they don't have any way to know that there are reinforcements coming for us. Because if they do, they may attack earlier.
Yes,
Well,
so we'll just stop talking about it.
how far out are they?
Apart from just with the leadership. The reinforcements?
No, how physically, how far out from the wall are they?
That's a good question. How far from the walls are they? I'm assuming the encampment's further off.
Y'all know I don't do distances.
Is it within 300 feet?
No.
Okay. Because that's like the maximum range for most of our stuff.
It is more than 2 football fields.
So more than 600 feet.
All right.
Gotcha.
I forgot to do the distance between encampments. How far away?
I mean, like a quarter mile is like 1,200 feet. So like 4 football fields would be about a quarter mile. That would be close, but far enough away to not be a threat from anything except for maybe siege weapons.
In battle.
We need a trebuchet.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. The trebuchet spell. It's superior to the catapult spell.
Instead of the 5-pound limit, it's a 25-pound limit. That would actually be amazing.
Oh my gosh.
It's like a 4th level spell and you just hurl like a rock the size of your head at somebody. Wait. If
yes.
Oliver took a magic stone and then flew up into the sky with fly, and then cast catapult with the magic stone down, so it's aided by gravity, would it do extra damage?
I don't know, but will the god of wizards transport us to his lair again?
That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
All right, about 2 to 3 kilometers.
That's how far away it is?
That's how far out they are?
So that's like a good mile out.
Yes.
So we can just basically see that there is an encampment. That's about it.
Wow.
I don't know. That's what Julius Caesar did apparently in his Battle of Alesia.
But what did Napoleon do? Because everyone knows he's the greatest military leader in history.
Are these people the greatest military? This is the greatest military in this world? That's the question.
No, that's why they're camped only 10 feet away. Start lobbing acid balls all over.
Alkalite and Schlagler are right there.
Their tent is right there. They're just having a conversation in the open.
Yeah. In all honesty, we'll say probably
Between half a mile and a mile, probably. Because if they're not too worried about siege weapons, they don't have to camp out that far. But
yeah, about a mile and a half, give or take.
definitely within visual range, but not enough to get a good idea of what's going on without like a spyglass or something.
Yep.
Okay, well, what's the ditch situation on the outside of the walls?
Oh, you thinking about doing a?
When you're trying to defend it,
Are you asking this to a guard or just what the guys?
yeah,
are
like
saying?
when you're trying to defend an area, you dig a ditch, and when you're done digging a ditch, you dig another ditch. Called difficult terrain.
We got a little complacent, and the current ditch got a little overgrown, and then the army came, and anytime we've sent someone out to try and dig more of a ditch, they've kind of been shot.
How tall are these walls?
The walls, I had this in my head at one point. 10, 20. About 25 feet up in the air.
Good. Then I'm going to walk around the wall. As I'm going to be like, well, can you do this? And then I just stand on the wall, and like a ditch starts to form outside the wall. Because the range of mold earth is 30 feet.
All right.
So
Read off mold earth again for me. I know you can do it. I'm just wondering how long it's going to take you to do it.
One action is 5 cubic
during-
feet, right?
Duration is instantaneous. You
Yep.
choose a portion of dirt or stone that you can see within range that fits within a 5-foot cube. You manipulate it in one of the following ways. If you target an area of loose earth, you can instantaneously excavate it, move it along the ground, and deposit it up to 5 feet away. This movement doesn't have enough force to cause damage. So what I would like to do is have like a mini wall outside the big wall. So like a ditch, and then outside of just beyond the ditch is a mound. Made up of the contents of whatever was in the ditch.
Yep. So they have to climb over the mound of dirt,
And
then
shrubbery.
and then there's a ditch in front of them.
Uh-huh.
Yep. That's classic defensive technique.
It's the exact same technique that we used to defend
To block off the cave from the.
yeah.
Yep.
And that's the reason I know to do it.
Does anyone have? Oh, Oliver, flask of endless water. Let's turn it into a moat, bro.
Good dude, that was the town.
Check that, because
It would take a while.
So, yeah, it'd take you about.
it is 30 feet long, but it is only 30 gallons each time. It'll take a long time.
To do the entire ditch, it will take you roughly an hour and a half. to go all the way around the city.
Honestly, it's probably worthwhile
Yeah.
because that does slow them down.
It's not like I can see the army, so I'm just gonna do whatever I can to help.
But we do need to meet with. Well, you could keep doing that while we meet with the generals, if you're okay with doing that.
Yeah, and then I'll meet you back on the
Yeah.
in the tavern.
I wish we had sending stones. We communicate with each other from a distance. It'd be
Or
nice.
just sending.
Or just sending. But the stones are nice because we don't have to cast spells to do it. It just does it for you. That's something we need to possibly investigate to get. Yeah. So so we're meeting with the generals in charge of defense at the tavern. So if you want to be doing this, Talamh, it's a useful technique.
All right, here I'll tell you what. Take Sir Robert, my plant friend, to the
Yep.
tavern with you, and if you need me, send him out to come get me.
Excellent. Here, Robert, and I'll put my arm out so you can hop up onto my shoulder.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so you make your way back to the tavern.
Okay.
Once again, as you enter, you're greeted by a floating menu. And inside you can see Roland Renier and 3 other individuals, all dressed in similar armor. And they are at a table, and they've pushed together another table with 4 seat placements.
Cool.
And as you walk in, Renier says, Ser Ridire, good of you to join us, and cause a little bit of chaos since you've arrived.
Well, the safety of the people is something I care very strongly about. And I don't take lightly to people who take lightly to defending of the people.
And you see a male human with a shaved head and an Errol Flynn-style mustache goatee.
I like him.
Oh, that's so cool.
Slams his hands on the table and says, "You're damn right! And we've been waiting too long to be doing anything about all of this out there."
This guy. I like this guy.
Sean O'Brien, at your service, sir.
Ah, Ser Ridire at yours.
Ha ha!
They have the that one Full Metal Alchemist greeting, like the flex off.
Yes. And there's a female dwarf sitting at the table with her feet up on the table, like braided auburnish hair past her shoulders, and kind of hard to see her facial expression or her like facial features because she's got this dark green war paint on, and she's got one arm rest up against an axe, and she says, "All right, well, you've gotten us up and moving around instead of waiting for that owl bear of a man, sitting around. So, what's your big plan?"
Well, I don't have any significant specifics yet. I was hoping we could talk about what the situation has been like so far, get information from you.
The situation is crap.
I mean, understandable. So you know, we do have one other member of our party. She is currently moving along the wall. She can use magic to shift earth, so she's getting us a nice little bank and ditch defense outside of the wall. So she's working on that already to assist while we plan any other strategies. So.
All right, so we've got a druid around. That's good to know.
Yep. Very
And-
talented.
Creepy masked one. Who are you?
My name is Oliver, and I specialize magic as well, but of a different sort. I am not of nature. I'm naturally.
All right, magic is magic. None of us can use it, so glad to have you on our side.
It's a pleasure to be.
And Sean gets up and says, all right, so the situation. Best we can tell, little over 2,000 of them. About 600-700 of us.
Right. They definitely have a numerical advantage, but we do have the benefit of the walls, which does help you leverage smaller numbers, which I'm sure you've already been able to do up to this point.
Yeah, as long as they don't blow up on the side of the wall.
Yes, that is definitely going to be one of the larger concerns.
Yeah.
But
That's why there's a ditch.
yeah, yes, the bank and ditch will hopefully assist with that because it will slow down their approach to the wall.
Oh, I'm not there to say that. Sorry.
No,
You're good.
but yeah. So hopefully our archers will be able to take out those, suicidal idiots a little bit more easily if they're slowed down somewhat.
Yeah. There's a lot more of the non-werewolves than there are the werewolves, so we got that going for us, but
That does help. How much do we have silver magical weapons at all amongst your troops?
oh, you're a funny one. No.
So okay, DM question.
Yeah.
Do we have those magical coin purses that convert coinage?
You do.
Cool. How many silver coins would it take to silver like a standard longsword, do you think? Just
Is
pick
it like
a
silver
number.
plated?
Could you just plate it? Yeah, so it's just a thin layer of silver.
Oh, that's actually a really good question.
Because I will convert a ton of my money into silver to have the blacksmith start making silver swords. Because I did just come into some money.
That's... Okay.
Because the longsword's not huge. And if it is a solid silver coin, you're going to get a fairly good amount of silver out of each one. To just do a thin coating. Yeah,
Here's a question. How many like puffs of spray paint would it take to paint a longsword blade? So like
you might have a couple of blank spots on it, but to get just a general good enough coating.
if you electroplated the edges of these swords, man, you could like half a coin per longsword.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going with
We'll
the average
assume
of
it's not
about
as
a
efficient as that.
45-inch blade.
Yeah. I love how we're doing a bunch of specific math here.
We're getting into volumetrics. I'm an engineer. I love this stuff.
I'm a psychologist. This is so outside of my comfort zone.
Oh my god, if I could like just let me sit down with this problem for like a half hour with an Excel spreadsheet, I could get you exact volumes and numbers.
All right, so we'll say they're about the size of a $50.
That sounds about right for
$50 in inches.
That's actually pretty big. So yeah, that gives us even more.
So it's 1.2. So it will for sake of ease, it's 1 inch. Yeah, 1 inch per coin.
Yeah.
And I said 30 or 45 inches.
But remember, the coin melted down is going to stretch further than just the 1 inch because it's also got a thickness. So
Yep, but it also will have to be both sides.
honestly, you actually only just need to put it along the cutting edge, so you can save yourself some metal there. Not that the longsword's super wide, but
So I would say, so we're just gonna say 40 coins,
40 silver coins.
35 silver coins for a sword. It would be 3 for an arrowhead.
I don't think it's economical to do arrows because you can't get those back. So the archers should focus. So I'm not going to do this in character, but we'll be discussing this with them. The archers should focus on the blowy uppy cultists and the normal people, and the swordsmen that we can get silver swords to will be there to protect the archers from werewolves and such. So if you have a silver sword, you focus on werewolves. If you have anything else, you kill the guys before they blow themselves up. So that means we're saying 3.5 gold pieces worth of silver coins per sword. So I'm just going to round that up to the 4, just to make that easy. I have 400 platinum, which can convert to 400 silver. So
Wait, you said 400 platinum?
Or 4,000. Sorry, that could be 4,000 gold.
400 platinum is 4,000 gold, so that's 40,000
If
silver.
I did, yeah. Well, no, because it's 4 gold per sword. So I can do if I did all my platinum into silver, I would be able to provide enough silver to make 100 silver swords. No, 1,000 silver swords. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have that many people.
We've got about 100 swordsmen, 100 axemen, and 300 spear/pitchforkmen, and about 200 archers.
Okay. Are we going to assume similar amounts for the axes and spears and stuff? Actually, spears would be a lot less silver they would need.
So would axes. Axes will be about half of that, and spears will be about 10 gold.
All right. What were those numbers again?
35 for a sword.
No, the numbers of people.
I didn't know we were going to play Manticores and math problems. You're the guy they talk about in textbooks.
This is D&D. It's tricky math. It sneaks up on you.
All right. So 100 swords, that's 400 gold worth of silver. I'm just calculating it into gold. Axes were half as much. So it's 200. So it's 600 gold.
Because these are not battle axes; these are just wood.
And then are we saying this? And the spears were half again as well, or they were half of the swords, or were they even less?
10
coins per. So 3,000 silver. So 300 gold. So okay, so 900 gold. All right. I'm going to, because that's 90 platinum. So I'm going to say, I have enough silver. If you can get your blacksmith working, I can provide you with the silver needed to silver plate weapons.
I mean, if you're willing to put up the silver, we'll get to work.
Okay. Do we have pouches for silver coins? Because it's going to be a lot of them.
I mean, yeah, we have sacks, I guess, burlap sacks.
Actually, you know what? Let's go to the blacksmiths, and I'll just dump a bunch of it out there for them to just immediately start using the forges. Can we do that?
Yeah, if that's what we're doing.
I'm going to front it. Also, are any of you a swordsman?
I mean, Roland is.
Roland. I will offer him my silver sword.
Oh. Well, thank you.
That way, at least someone has one right away.
I will wield it and use it effectively. You're putting a lot of pressure on me, man.
Dude, I'm helping protect you. Like, because
And
now...
I appreciate it. This is just, you got a lot of expectations. We've just met. I
do not expect anything from you except for your best. Your best is good enough.
Has it been an hour and a half yet?
No.
Oh.
So yeah, I will go to the blacksmiths and I will dump out 90 platinum worth of silver coins. 9,000 silver coins.
That's like less than a quarter of what you have. Dang,
I
yo.
know.
Weight of a $50. 11 grams.
Ooh, it's raining.
28 grams per ounce,
It is
16 ounces
raining
per pound.
Give me just a second, I'll be right back. I can still hear you.
So 11 grams to pounds. So take that number times 9,000. 218 pounds.
It's actually not that much.
That's not bad.
There's a good 6 semi-strong boys.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm just gonna dump them in pile. How many blacksmiths are there? Are they working on this, or are they gonna all work in one forge?
There's about 3 in the town.
All right, so that's 9,000. So I'll 3,000 silver coins in a pile at each blacksmith, so that they can all be working on this with an equal amount.
Honestly, that drops it to 74 pounds of coins.
So 74 pounds of coins at each place.
Not
But I mean,
bad.
they're just gonna grab a handful and throw them into the things to start melting them down. You know, it's not like they need to be lifting it all at once, anyways. So, yep, I will do that, and we will get the blacksmiths working overtime on making some silvered weapons, many and as
Jeez.
fast as they can do. And I will subtract 90 platinum
Oh,
from my money.
Chuck, were you expecting this?
no.
Yay!
So the
You are
archers
not
gonna be-
prepared.
The
I
archers
never
are gonna
am.
be the only ones without silvered weapons, but once again, if they can focus on the normal cultists,
All they gotta do is go after the normies.
and then everyone else is still just as effective against normal cultists, but is able to still now do something to the werewolves. They're still probably gonna not be able to do a lot, but 6 guys with spears, even if they don't have a lot of hit points each, if each of them can get a successful attack off, that's 66 damage that the werewolf is not expecting to feel. You know, I mean.
So, you do know that this is probably going to take the better part of 2 days to get
That's fine.
the amount of silver melted down, coated, cooled.
But as long as they can just bit by bit, start getting them converted over to silvered weapons.
Okay.
Every guy with a silver sword is one more person that can hurt a werewolf, you know? So.
All right. As you're returning from the blacksmith's, that's when you come across Talamh.
So have you finished?
All right.
Oh. We've got them producing silvered weapons for the defenders. So.
That you know,
Step 1.
I'm quite tired.
Do you need a piggyback ride?
I think I'm too big for a piggyback right now.
I mean.
But you could try.
I'll give her a piggyback ride.
Okay. Talamh, you go blind.
That's fine. Oh boy, that was a lot even for me.
But you did good. That's gonna help. Okay.
2 Irish accents thus far. I suppose. I'm trying to be like in between Irish and Scottish, but it's not
boy.
working out so well.
How
Wait,
much,
CashPanda
how
had an
much,
Irish accent?
how much platinum did you spend?
90.
That's amazing.
I mean, that's 900 gold.
Or-
9,000 silver.
Jeez.
Yeah.
It's impressive. Okay.
You still have more gold than I do. I'm
And
never
yes,
going to get
Ross,
it back.
If they want pay for the labor, I will gladly pay for the labor.
They want to live, so labor costs aren't really...
Someone offering up all of the gold necessary, they were like, okay, yeah.
Life is more important than gold. To everybody except the captain.
Yeah, well, if the enemy demands to see who's in charge, we'll just throw him over the wall.
We tell the captain we're giving him a silver sword, but we don't.
Oh, that's mean. I'm not
We give him
giving
a
stone.
regular sword.
He has his own sword. You know he's the guy that he's just gonna go hide somewhere if that stuff actually goes wrong.
Probably.
Unless he gets a nice little redemption arc and actually ends up fighting to save someone's life in the final moment.
We don't need more redemption arcs.
I'm
All
tired
right.
of all these redemption arcs on this motherfucking play.
It's Twilight Brigade, not the Redemption Brigade.
So yeah, okay, so we've got silvered weapons starting production.
Gosh.
Okay, what else can we do to improve the defenses? Oliver, any ideas?
I think we need to. I don't know if it's necessarily a defensive thing, but I think we need to figure out where their head of operations might be possible, to see if we can kind of localize where in their army they're going to be getting orders from, because, you know, if we take out the top, then take out most.
Could you scry on the encampment and see who's walking about?
Should I?
You're not scrying on anyone in particular.
I feel like it still might be useful to scry on the leadership again, because then I could hear if they are talking about like a time frame of attacking. We'll know,
as well as if they know anything about what we have been doing in here.
yes, if they know that we've made any changes to what's happening yet.
Alright. Sure. Scry on
Okay,
Acolyte
I'm
again.
gonna scry on Acolyte again.
Okay.
She has to roll her wisdom save -9. Because I'll borrow the knife from Curiosity again briefly to do this spell.
Here you go.
Alright, let me pull up the if they scry on Acolyte notes.
Oh, of course you knew we were going to try to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Not if, it's
now
when.
now that I can scry once per day for free, you know that we're going to abuse the hell out of that.
Why do you think I gave that to you?
Jeez.
That was 99% of the reason to give you that armor.
Yeah.
Was so that you
And
can
that-
just scry on the world. Like, I know what I'm doing sometimes.
Yeah. I never said you didn't.
Of course, then I break my economy by giving Curiosity all the gold on the planet.
No, you didn't, though. I couldn't even buy one measly pair of bracers of defense.
Yeah, then I took it away. And you still don't know why.
What, the gold?
Yeah.
The gold flow? Well, apparently the guy, like, just moved south.
That's
Yeah,
only
but
one of them.
there's two other taverns. We don't know what happened to stop them.
Because they just... Because Tall's parents are meanie heads, and they intercepted it.
Alright, what kind of saving throw is this?
Wisdom.
Yeah, that's off the table. That's off the table!
DC is 17. And she's
She
at
automatically
-9.
fails.
Fine, I'll do it in D&D Beyond. Alright, so that's a 17. What is the...
-9 would make it an 8.
Yeah.
She fails.
All right. So,
Got a nice rainstorm going on out the window.
Ours hasn't started yet. I don't think it's supposed to
Man.
start for another hour.
Oh, it's raining. This bad weather.
I'm going to rage quit.
It's cloudy.
I'm in my basement, so I can't even see what is happening outside. If I ignore the storm, there is no storm.
If you can't see the storm, it can't see you.
Your storm was purchased by Microsoft.
I'm gonna check the weather. So, the spell takes effect.
Yep.
Very familiar feeling at this point but actually kind of different. The proximity, to the target. Now, instead of going up into the woods, does more of a horizontal, nobody's gonna get this reference, but someday somebody will watch this and get the reference of the flying scenes from Flight of the Navigator.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, okay, hell yeah.
Okay,
Come on,
I love you
You've got
guys.
some other old nerds here that have seen
I
Flight of
love
the
Cast.
Navigator.
Such a good movie.
It's been a long, long time, but I know what you're talking about.
If you get the chance, watch Captain Disillusion. Actually, technically his intern talk about Flight of the Navigator.
I like his channel. I'll have to look that up.
Disillusion. Flight of...
It's like 45 minutes long, but it doesn't feel like it. It's like
Doesn't
so
matter.
good.
He's so easy to listen to.
He's like the frickin' Bob Ross of like special effects.
Yeah. Okay.
Captain
Wow.
Disillusion, come play with us.
Oh my god, we are not worthy. Oh, that would be amazing. So, all right, well, dang, guys. I'm really happy now. So yeah, that kind of zoomed out really fast. Everything's moving fast towards you. Roll me a perception check with disadvantage.
And I don't get the bonus from my shield, right?
Correct.
Okay. 9.
A 9? Okay. It moves pretty quick to see anything specific while you're getting to Acolyte.
Okay.
Yeah. If you had gotten that 17, that would have probably revealed a little bit more, but...
I mean, I could use my inspiration, but that would just cancel out the disadvantage, which would still cause me to take the first number, which would be the 9, so
Yeah.
it wouldn't matter.
So, you get a little bit of a whiplash effect as it snaps onto Acolyte. And you see, you see her walking outside, and once again, the camera is hyper-focused on Acolyte. You can see other people around, but it's very, very out of focus until they get within a close proximity, within 5-10 feet of her. And she is skipping down this break in these tents. You can see a small path has been made between tents, and she stops her skipping and stops, and in front of her you see a ogre and a couple of goblins who are fighting. And roll me another perception check. This time, just a straight perception.
Alright, give me a second. I got a baby in my hands.
Aww.
He's got a cowlick.
Perception 13.
13. Okay. It's hard to make out because of the half in common, half in goblin speak. But what you do make out is something about, that was my meal. If you want it, take it back. You watch as one of the goblins pulls out a little dagger and stabs the ogre in the side. And the ogre just backhands one of them. And that's when Acolyte appears to get kind of bored and continues on her way, making sure to step on the windpipe of the goblin who had been knocked down.
Is she in human or werewolf form?
She is in werewolf form.
Werefox, I guess.
Yep. And she continues along. And after... How long does scrying last? I never remember.
Up to 10 minutes, I believe.
Watch Cardinal Dorn look like a were golden retriever. He's literally Mr. Peanut Butter.
And yet, for some reason, he's allowed to play basketball.
Because there's no rule
There's no
against it.
rule against it.
Okay, well, sorry, I just got a work email. Not a good one. Okay, what are you two plotting against me now?
Nothing. We were just talking about...
We were saying that Cardinal Dorn is a were golden retriever.
As we were talking about, with Oliver potentially going out and becoming a were raven, then we could... Oh, I'm sorry, he's backlist.
Then he would be a kangaroo.
Oh,
That's the thing. Okay, so about 10 minutes goes by. Every now and then, a cult member will walk up to her. What you can definitely see is there's a hierarchy here, and the goblins and ogres that come into her line of sight and close proximity quickly get out of the way. The cult members that are distinguished by the robes that they wear tend to try and get a little closer, but if they get too close, they are generally met with a dagger in the eye, a little flash of energy, and all of a sudden their robes are on fire, stuff like that. The werewolves are walking up near her without any kind of negative reaction.
That's racist.
I mean, she's a bad guy. So, yeah, that's kind of what you get, and she's walking along the camp. You also notice that there's not a lot of mixing going on between the three different factions that you seem to see.
That's good.
Oh
That's
my
gonna
God.
probably affect their coordination somewhat.
Oh my gosh. Now I just have this awful vision of acolytes skipping around the tents of the army, and Billie Eilish's I'm a Bad Guy is playing.
Oh no.
I'm a
Wow.
bad guy.
I'm a werefox. Da, dun, da, 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 da.
All right, and the spell ends, and that's all you gather.
Well, I didn't get much.
But we know she's a
Definitely
bad guy.
Doesn't seem like, with the way things are going, it doesn't seem like they're planning to attack immediately, at least.
Oh, good. I'm going to bed. No, it's probably too early in the morning for that.
It's still midday, maybe.
Yeah, I'd say. I mean, after talking to the car, that took about an hour. That took about an hour. That took about another hour. Yeah, I'd say about 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
All right, fine. It's too early to go to bed, but I'm still very tired.
Take a short rest.
I kick my feet up on the table and put a finger up to the barkeep. Actually, like a 2. Like, like give me 2 of whatever. Some nondescript.
He comes running over and, yeah, what can I get you?
Do you have anything to eat around here?
Yeah, of course, we've got food. What are you in the mood for?
What's your favorite thing?
Mutton, lettuce, tomato sandwich.
Oh, that sounds amazing. Can I please have one?
Nice and lean. And the tomatoes are so crisp. Oh, they're so perky. I love that. That's not what he said.
All right. Yeah, he goes and grabs one. And takes about 10 minutes cooking up some food for you. Meanwhile, you all watch as the menu that is floating near Talamh's head seems a little bit more agitated.
Because she doesn't know it's there.
I'll take the menu and set it down on the table.
So, what do you ask? What do you want? What do you need?
I'll just slide him a couple of coins, like a couple of platinum, and say, just give us like a buffet for all of us, or just a bunch of food for us and the captains here, or the generals here.
Very good. Food all around.
Will like, I mean, I know it's technically it's a lot of money. Is like 1 or 2 platinum enough for that?
Oh yeah. You can hear the unseen servants all just leave, and the kitchen starts to come alive with noise.
Good.
I just wanted to do that.
I'm a sorcerer.
I'm a sorcerer.
So good. So, you've got the generals there. Any other questions? Anything you want to know?
Do we have any... I know it's unlikely given the size of your community. Is there any siege weapons or anyone that maybe has the know-how to put together some rudimentary catapults, ballistas?
Unfortunately, the only thing we've got are the... We've been prepping and heating up the oil, and we have the cauldrons ready on the tower for in case they get too close.
Okay, that's something. Definitely be helpful. Beyond just getting everyone better armed, I mean, really, the maintaining the wall is our best option. So we can hold out for as long as possible until reinforcements arrive. So nothing else comes to mind immediately that we can do beyond maintaining the vigilance that you have, Ben. Oliver, Talamh, any thoughts?
I think it is just a matter of keeping up morale.
Alright. As long as they don't get too sad before the big battle. maybe have some training exercises or something.
Oh, yeah, it's not a bad idea. Just do some extra training. I'm not militarily experienced, but I'd be happy to assist in, running some drills with the men.
I'll spar with some people.
We've been trying to rotate the watch on the wall to, couple of hours a day on watch, couple of hours sleeping, and then another couple hours training. So we're
Good.
splitting up the days into thirds.
Yes.
It's been somewhat helpful, I think.
Yes, no, definitely. As long as no one's getting burnt out yet, I think. For one thing, I will say is morale boost. Just giving them silver weapons and telling them this will help against the more dangerous enemies will probably make a lot of the men feel a lot better. So,
I think we personally too could help with some of those watches if we need to.
yes, we'll
Maybe
gladly
give us a
join the
better idea of-
rotation.
Oh, sure, I'll get right on that.
Okay.
Well, Tal, if you could assist in whatever other way you choose. You've already done a lot with that, with the ditch. So,
And my feet hurt now.
how many spell slots do you have that can cast the Wall of Stone?
Just the one.
Just the one. Darn.
It's a 5th level spell, and I have
Yeah.
a 5th level slot.
I was gonna say, like, if you had a couple of them, you could go through and just like put out along a length of the wall just an extra set of your Wall of Stone against it all the way around. But
I can cast Stone Shape 3 times, but that's not really gonna
apart
do
from fixing that
anything.
one hole, you probably want to save Wall of Stone for if there's like a breach. Now then, yeah, since it's your 5th level. But yeah, we'll just join in helping with the watch and whatever other activities to help the guard out.
I'll tell you what I can do. I can cast Moonbeam a lot of times.
That'll be very helpful. While we're helping everyone, is there some sort of check I can roll just to, like, in general, motivate people, the guards that I work with and stuff as I'm assisting with things? Can I just roll like a broad persuasion check to just be, or even just a charisma
Performance,
or performance?
possibly.
Yeah, I'd allow either performance or persuasion, depending on how you wanted to boost the morale.
Just persuasion, saying like, hey, we're going to work together. We're going to do what we can to keep everyone safe, and we're going to show these invaders what we're made of.
I give them what
That kind of
for.
stuff. Yeah. Like not trying to not being careful not to be like, oh, we're absolutely going to win, but just being like, like we're going to do everything we can, and what we can do is going to be a lot.
Yep.
That kind of a speech.
Okay, go ahead. Roll a persuasion.
Oh, 13.
That's so low for you. Wow.
You're like Sid in Gallivant. My God, will we regret it? But today we die.
Okay, so
I can't even do anything to boost that.
Not even your channel divinity.
Well, no, because it only works for 10 minutes, since this is supposed to be like a general just throughout.
Oh yeah.
I mean, 13's still above average, but it's
Yeah.
not great.
So I guess this comes into how you guys want to play this. I mean, are you gonna just kind of go for do a watch? Are we gonna skip time here until an event happens? Are there things you want to work on?
I mean, if we can't build any siege weapons, I mean, I'll offer some of my time to assist at the forge with making the silvered weapons.
Okay.
What's the
help with the watch?
What's the tree situation inside the town? Are there any?
There are a few, but they're all fairly small, more decorative than like big, you know, the forest is outside of the city.
Mm. Do they have to walk? Does it feel like outside the walls? Is there like a big field all around, or is there like a forest to one side?
There is a the forest thins out as it gets closer to the city, but through one of the gates, there is a little bit of a forest on that side that kind of wraps around and then is a little bit bigger on the east side. So it starts small on the south side, kind of thin, and then wraps around probably about 100 yards from the city, and the army is stationed. I'll get Acolyte out here.
Oh, look at her. She's adorable. I hate to kill her, but I must.
They're mainly camped out. Oh, that's too small for me to grab.
She's tiny.
They're mainly camped out here.
Okay.
They are surrounding the city, but
The bulk is to the north.
the bulk is to the north.
Okay.
It gets a lot harder to see with the forest, and then looking south, you can see another some thinner factions out that way.
Yeah, I'm not sure what else I can do to help prepare the town.
I'll try to make sure that everybody fighting to at least a basic extent is like aware of like basic information about the cultists capabilities as well as like werewolf capabilities.
Okay.
I'll assist with that.
Go ahead and roll a
Yeah, I could do that too.
intelligence check.
We'll do a
with advantage.
TED Talk. How to kill a werewolf.
20. Okay.
Really good because it's only a +1.
Yeah. So you feel like that, you depart. So we're gonna say this is the first day. You guys kind of settle into your routine that you're kind of planning to do. So during the day, you guys are training. Curiosity, Talamh, roll me a strength or a dexterity check.
Ooh.
I'll let it be your choice. 22. Okay. So, Talamh does some time teaching some hand-to-hand combat skills. Actually, Ridire, I'll have you do the same. Dex or strength.
Can I use athletics?
Can I use athletics?
No.
Alright, this is going to be awful. I'll use my inspiration to make that a 21.
There you go. Okay, so both of you...
troops, then yeah.
Yeah, both of you spend some time training troops.
Awesome.
Oliver does, with the help of the others, a little TED Talk.
Werewolves and you. Why
Now
silver
here's
is the most
and
important metal.
yes. And here's a move that I learned a long time ago in the Feywild. Check this out. And I teach it to him.
Okay.
Ser Ridire's
The chair! Give him the chair!
It's called the Fey Lord's Elbow.
God. All right.
Full Nelson! Full Nelson won't work on me. I'm Raditz. There we go.
And so the night comes, and you had asked about standing guard and helping out with that, and it's mentioned that nighttime's the hardest for people, so if you're willing to do nighttime, then they can use you then.
I want at nighttime. I want to post up outside that wall that we patched to listen for footsteps and disappointment.
Okay. Roll me a perception check.
Thunk. Ow.
Perception.
And I'll have everybody who's standing guard roll a perception check as well.
That's a Shvanti. That is a shirt and tie Bowie.
Perception with advantage 18.
18.
11.
Okay. Talamh, yes, at some point you do hear the sound of shifting stone and crawling, followed by a less than gentle thud.
Can they make a dexterity saving throw?
They might be close. No, don't reveal yourself with your kinetic spike.
Oh.
You don't want them to know. We just want them to think that they somehow were able to put up a wall. We don't want them to.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
No,
I guess technically I wouldn't be there to tell you.
You wouldn't be there to say this, and pretty sure Talamh would make sure to do this.
Yeah, it's something she would just do because to assert dominance.
Admittedly, they'll probably just think they stepped on something sharp.
Hopefully.
Well, I don't know that any of them that would be in this army would know that that's a thing she does, because she never did that to Acolyte.
But
it's like a sharp rock that just goes pop.
Yeah.
Okay. It takes a while to load. There's 2,100 enemies that it's trying to load up right now.
What?
If you want to take them all on at the same time, I have it set up to let that happen.
I'm not trying to take them all on. I just wanted to
a large portion of that is cultists, and we know at least part of it is also goblins, which means a well-thrown acid ball from Oliver, if they're attacking en masse, would kill a lot of them.
Wait, is this going to instant?
That's a 21 for the dexterity saving throw.
Wow.
Yeah, he doesn't take. Whoever it is doesn't take any damage.
Okay.
Doesn't notice. I guess that works out good because then they don't know that there's something going on.
So
they
suspicious of the sudden stone wall, but
here's some cursing and then just shuffling away. Actually, with your blind sense and your tremor sense, you can tell that they stay in the tunnel for about 10 minutes, trying to find where the heck is this path supposed to go? Where did it? Yeah, because you know that they've been blowing themselves up instead of being captured. So the information on where this tunnel is might be a little bit, hard to come by.
Oh, it's not the same person who keeps going through. It's a new person.
It's
small groups of cultists.
Yeah.
Oh.
So.
I don't say anything out loud, but I giggle to myself heartily.
All right, Oliver and Ridire. A fairly quiet night for the most part. You can hear clanging and sound coming from the encampment. And as the sun sets and the
so wait, is there still a sun moving through the sky, or is it just the moon's constant?
The moon's, that's right. Yeah.
So there is no sun setting.
Yeah. It does. It seems perpetual. There is a little bit of a darkening.
There's enough of a differential for you to know, oh, the sun was out somewhere.
Yeah.
and then now it's not.
Yep.
But it's minimal. Okay.
Yep.
It's
And
behind
like
the magical shroud or whatever.
it doesn't change the fact that everything is just red. Crimson. Sanguine. Sanguine.
Not my color.
If you would say it. But at some point, the sound of horrific, what might be considered music, picks up, and voices and cheering and just a loud ruckus comes from the encampment off to one side, more of a northeasterly direction, kind of on the edge of the camps.
Okay. I want to definitely be moving to that area of the wall to just keep an eye on it, and I will have my crossbow at the ready.
Okay. Okay. The night progresses, and at some point the sound starts to get thinner and less boisterous, and as your watch comes to an end, it seems to have quieted down quite a bit.
Oh, you're just having a birthday party.
Aw. One of them's having a retirement party.
I was 2 days from retirement.
So, the next day comes, and any goals, anything you want to work on? The day is yours.
Apart from resting long enough to get my long rest.
Yep.
Then I'm just going to continue to assist I'll probably help out of the blacksmith for a while, run the bellows and things like that.
Yep.
Scry again. Scry again.
Oh yeah, I could scry again. Yeah.
With
I'll
that
also
noise, we should know if there's any change.
Yeah, I will also scry again. Should I just keep scrying on Acolyte? She's one of the leaders, so it's the best way to know any plans. It's just
Or you could scry on. Yeah, because it's easier to scry on Acolyte than anyone else.
And if I scry on like the camp, there's no guarantee I'd see anything enough to really make much out of it,
Or if you tried to scry on Schlegel, you could probably fail because you've got nothing on him.
So yeah, if there was any negative, I don't think you have any negative at all. You just make a straight roll. My DC is pretty high because I have good charisma, but yeah, I'll just keep spying. I'll scry on Acolyte again.
Okay.
Basically, unless I actually get any information about what they're doing, if it's just her wandering the camp, you don't have to narrate the whole thing if you don't want to.
Yeah. Wisdom saving throw, right?
Yes. -9.
All right, so that's a 24.
Minus
9
would be 15.
Still fails?
Yep.
Okay.
My DC is a 17. So with the -9, she would have to get a 26.
Okay. So it could happen.
Oh wait, no. Ties go to players, so she would have to get a 27.
Never mind then. I should probably just stop rolling.
That's good to know.
Oh.
Does she have advantage on these? And would it make a difference?
Well, advantage doesn't give you an additional bonus, but
Nope. But
you could rule a nat 20 would work or something.
She's like, I love you, Schlegel. You inspire me.
Schlegel is a bard, gives her bardic inspiration. Adds a d6.
Hasn't been a rogue the whole time. Actually, just a bard.
I mean, if anyone was going to be able to pose as a rogue and pull it off, it would probably be a bard.
True. Or another rogue.
Oh,
They're a rogue pretending to be a bard, pretending to be a rogue.
I'm a dude dressed as a guy disguised as another dude.
Oh, that hurt my brain.
But you can take it even deeper.
No, no.
Eventually, you'll get to the inception point, but
Oh yeah. A rogue.
So, you zoom into Acolyte, and she is in her tent, and she is pacing in circles in a frantic way.
Okay.
And she's got her dagger in hand, very similar to the one that you're holding as you scry. And after about so what you hear next is and that's what I'm gonna do when I can finally get out of this stupid camp and stab somebody in that stupid city. So, why aren't we doing that yet? And you hear Schlegel, now familiar with his voice, enough that even if he's not in your vision, you can hear him.
Yeah.
Patience. I want to go too, but you heard what Dorn has said. We're waiting. I don't want to wait. I want to do something. Something. I want to kill something. I want to stab someone. Why? We don't know where the general is. We don't know what the general is. We just need to wait so we can find it in case it gets destroyed in the rubble. Why don't you go into the woods and help them build one of the siege towers? Or not siege towers, what does he say? He says, help them build the ballista. I don't want to go into the woods. We've killed most of the things that were in the woods, and you got mad at me when I took out those cultists the other day. Yes, you've got to stop dwindling our numbers for your amusement. I want to as well. They're filthy. They reek of humans. But, you gotta do what you gotta do, and we are not allowed. And that goes on for a while longer, and back and forth, just kind of arguing. Very much, a niece and her uncle bickering about, what mom and dad said you're not allowed to do while you're with me, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I'll definitely report to the generals that they are building siege weapons. It's something we need to at least be aware of.
We also now know that they don't know where the general is or what it is.
Yeah, they don't know where. They don't even know it's a sword, and they don't know where it is. So that helps us.
Which means we have no reason not to teleport out of here.
Well, I mean,
unless the big man upstairs knows where it is. And what
well,
it
yeah,
is.
okay. Because if they were able to like scry or detect item, they would know exactly what it was. So the fact that they don't know exactly what it is means that they're not using those types of magic. They just know it's in the city.
And if Dorn knew what it was enough to scry upon it, he would have told them what they were looking for.
Yeah. so that they
So
can
we could
find it
just-
more quickly.
Get it out.
So we could give it to what's his bucket and send him to the capital.
You're gonna have to get yourself another sword.
Yeah, I would have to get another sword then.
Oh,
Like-
sorry, Renya. I need that back.
I'll just go get another one that the blacksmiths are putting together. That's not a huge issue. Do we want to do that? Or do we want to just still keep it here just in case?
I feel like
My vote would be to give,
here's an idea.
Mhm.
We take it out of here right before we get reinforcements, so that it doesn't matter if it would instigate an attack or not. An attack would already
okay,
happen.
Okay.
and we take
Um,
harder Cragbuckle with us.
Yeah.
In our-
If nothing else has happened when the reinforcements hit their flank, we send the sword back to the capital
Mm-hmm.
with Cragbuckle in order to protect it.
Along with one of our medals.
So he
Yes.
doesn't get like.
Yeah, along with one of those. And then if they attack in force before that happens, I might still try to get to him to send him out of harm's way with it.
Okay.
But I won't do that right away. But
Yeah.
I'll potentially move towards doing that.
Yeah, we just
if the attack is going poorly. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, so I'll keep hands on it for now.
Okay. So we're gonna move to the next. We're gonna do checks and move to the next day.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Talamh, since you can't really help spot things up on the wall, if you're doing watch, maybe you should just patrol the inner side of the wall so you could detect if they're trying to like carve through it again or something.
They're trying to undermine or carve up the wall. Yeah.
You'll be able to notice if they're trying to break through it anywhere. So,
Do we have anybody with Cragbuckle?
I mean, we don't necessarily want to draw attention to it,
I
but
know.
I would assume that we have been continuing to meet the generals there because we don't want to go to the tower because what's his bucket's probably pouting in his office.
Oh, he probably has had the news broken to him.
Yeah.
But if they don't know where it is,
well,
or
they might
what
not
it
have told
is-
him anything, and he might just be staying in the tower and not even know. But
Right.
Boy, it sure is quiet around here.
in any case, I think we're probably continuing to meet in the tavern, so there's potentially more of a guard presence around there. I bet Cragbuckle feels better because the freaking leaders of the defense are hanging out near him all the time now.
And you
So-
keep giving him
All right,
some
Customers.
yeah, a little bit of coin
Uh-huh.
and just some something to do.
Yeah. Keep his mind off.
I managed to avoid walking into a menu.
Oh no, they move out of your way. They are constantly right behind your shoulder, a few steps away. For everybody that walks in.
It's very unnerving.
They
Like
are-
there's it's the waft in the air, but I can't feel any footsteps behind me. It's
But yeah, then we'll just continue our normal. We'll continue guarding and keeping an eye on things, and I'll scry each day.
Okay.
Yep.
oh, can I read the menu anyway? Stop.
As long as nothing changes, I think we'll just maintain that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll pass another day.
When Oliver's on watch, he should just be dumping water into the moat with the flask, the decanter.
I could do that.
Because just one action, so every 6 seconds you can dump 30 gallons into it.
He acts like he's peeing. Oh.
Well, yeah, but it's a geyser, so it's like, oh.
Let's go. Hey, guys. Guys,
Oh, this is so convenient.
So, on the third day in Bilthy,
Get everyone to save up their buckets of poo and throw them in the moat water.
Oh.
First light on the 5th day. Look to the east.
That would mean if they get any like retreat or whatever, they'd have to do with like infections and stuff, though, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's why a lot of moats on ancient castles were also used as part of the sewer system.
Mm-hmm. Call the poopsmith.
I mean, you might as well just... It's just a defensive thing. People aren't swimming in it. It's there to keep attackers out. Why not make it gross? It's going to make it harder for them to go through it.
All right, so on the 3rd day in Belthy, you guys are doing your thing, going about the town. You've scryed, not really any new change. Actually, you scry, and all you get is 10 minutes of Acolyte cackling as she repeatedly stabs a cult member over and over and over in a dark room.
Jeez, losing it.
We wait long enough, she'll just kill the army for us.
Are you keeping track of how many she's killed? Because you had a precise number at one point.
It's a general number, and
Okay.
you watch at the end of it, she feeds him a healing potion.
Oh my gosh.
And she'll do it again.
That's the last thing you see is him running out of the room with, like, a hit point.
She can stab him for 10 minutes and he hasn't died yet?
I mean, she knows her limits.
She's playing.
She's stabbing him in non-fatal areas.
Oh, it's all non-lethal.
It's all non-lethal.
No, there were some definite lethal hits in there, but that's what the healing potion is for.
Yeah. The rest of it's
Oh, she force feeds a healing potion so he gets up at 1 hit point.
Yeah.
Gross.
And then
Hey,
just
Morian.
finds another one.
Hey, you know
It's
what?
like-
I had another paladin one time that used that exact strategy as a torture information technique.
Mm-hmm.
You torture them, you threaten to kill them, they're like, you wouldn't actually kill me. Then you kill them. Then you lay on hands and bring them back to 1 hit point.
Yeah, you
And
did
then you
that.
say, okay, do you believe I'll kill you now?
Oh my god. I could just imagine doing that to Acolyte. You just kill her over and over, because you know how many healing words I can cast?
Well, if you only have to bring them up to 1 hit point, when they're dead or unconscious, they're at 0. So I can bring them back to life if I only need to use 1 hit point 55 times with lay on.
Oh, okay, that's more than I can do.
Paladins can be so evil.
Oh my gosh.
Evil paladins are so much fun to play.
A Hexblade Oathbreaker Paladin.
Yep. It's one of the most powerful, most fun combos to play.
So on this day, after you've scryed and you guys are going about your days, Oliver,
Oh boy.
you suddenly stop because there is a voice in your head.
Uh-oh.
What's new?
He's looking for different music to play because this has significance.
Oliver, you left the stove on.
I need to teleport back to the capital. Right now! Really bad, guys.
Actually, the voice
See in your
says,
mind's eye the picture of this dress. Is it blue and black or white and gold?
We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Don't start that. Oh, that'll be our first flame war in the comment section.
I would love to have a flame war.
Yeah.
At least there would be activity.
All right, people. Doors
Flame it
are
up.
wheels. Doors are wheels.
It's wheels.
Flame-
It's so
obviously
obviously
wheels.
wheels.
It's so obviously
Literally,
wheels.
most doors use wheels.
I know,
Why would
right?
anybody say door?
Wait, what? I am so lost now.
I don't
So
get
there's
it. I
this
don't
trend-
get it.
There's this trend going on where people are like, are there more doors in the world or are there more wheels in the world? And everyone's
Wheels!
arguing about it. But it's like anything that has a door, like any vehicle that has doors has more wheels than it has doors or equal amounts. So just
Or
on vehicles
doors
alone,
themselves use wheels.
some of them.
I'm
There's a
sorry,
part of
but
some door handles that are called wheels.
Yeah.
There's more wheels. It's not even a
Wait.
question.
wait, are we calling knobs wheels now?
There are parts of doorknobs that are called wheels.
There's a part of it that is called a wheel.
There's
What
also,
about,
if
like-
you look at every drawer, has tracks with wheels on them.
With wheels on them.
But drawers are not doors.
I mean,
Barn doors.
a single person in rollerblades is adding 10 wheels to the mix.
But I'm sure there's a lot of flappy cat doors.
Yes, but not more than there's wheels.
There's
But-
a door within a door. There's doorways. Are we talking like the solid door or doorway?
There are
Door.
factories where
Okay.
they have, in order to move product along the floor quickly, there's just thousands of caster wheels set into the floor so that you can just push stuff across it.
Yeah.
Those exist.
It's so,
Okay.
so like not even a question. It's
yeah,
wheels.
it's wheels.
Okay, wheels, fine.
I'm happy that at
Jeez.
least me and Panda were on the same page.
Oh, we're
Otherwise,
all
it
of us
would've
are on
been-
the same page here. This is
Yeah.
the thing. All right, so I'm gonna do one more, and then I'm gonna get to what Oliver hears, and that's toilet paper over the front
Over or under.
or behind in the back.
It depends on whether or not you have a cat.
If you have a cat, it needs to go over the top.
It always goes. It's always forward. It's always
No, it's
the front.
yeah. It's,
I thought you would want it under if you have a cat. That way, if they go like this, it won't all come off.
If it's hanging underneath,
Mhm.
there's less tension to pull it off than if it's hanging over. Hanging over
Huh.
creates more tension, so it's harder for the cat to pull it down.
Oh, okay. Well, then
Yeah.
shoot over.
Always
But over is just more aesthetically pleasing as well.
I
It,
just kind of put it on the thing and then put it back. Doesn't really matter.
Half the time, I don't actually even put it onto the roll. I
Nope.
just
Sits
stick it
on
on
the
my. It just sits on a thing right in front of the toilet, and
Yeah. If some people have the stack of rolls on like the bar, those ones are nice because then it's just
Mhm.
Well, then is it left or right?
doesn't matter in that instance.
In that instance, it wouldn't matter.
Although I probably would want them all facing the same way, just because I'm slightly OCD.
Oh
about
yeah,
that, but
whichever way it would have to be consistent.
I can't believe you cretins don't have a bidet.
yeah. Well, sorry that I live in a one-bedroom apartment built 50 years ago.
I'm not spending money on a bidet. Unless
if
they
I
want to
had-
start sponsoring us. I know that there
if
was
I
a whole
have-
run where they sponsored Rooster Teeth, and I was totally into that as a sponsor.
If I ever built
Oh
my
my-
own house, or like I had the money to be able to, I would get a bidet. I would absolutely.
I was
get
gonna
one, but
If I had the disposable income to have one, I would have one.
yeah,
Yeah.
But I don't have the disposable.
but to get
income
one
have
and to get a nice one and actually have it like installed, working
and-
on the toilet as opposed to
and
like,
not be
being, like, a
cold
portable
water.
one, and not be cold water.
Yeah.
That's expensive. So, and you have to get it hooked into the water lines and stuff. Yeah, you can't do that in an apartment really, unless it's already set up for that. So,
I also don't have the room in one of my bathrooms. I would in the other.
yeah, the one's really small.
Yeah.
Wow, I really
I
opened up
suppose-
a can of worms with that.
Yeah.
should
Well, it's just
Lord.
we're all pro bidet. It's just like it's not a necessity to make the cost.
I'm pro eating and pro the channel before I am pro bidet.
Yeah.
Hey, Acolyte. How do you feel about bidets?
Acolyte, are there more doors or wheels in the?
There's
Should be a
more
door person.
doors! I stabbed the doors!
Now there's
Oh, she
less
definitely
doors.
needs to die now. She thinks
Whoa.
there's more doors.
All right.
Turns out that's the whole reason they're going to war is over doors or wheels.
All right,
What does
Oliver. In your head, you hear a very familiar voice. One that you haven't heard in a long time. It says, Oliver Dunwald, how dare you send your mother a group of fanboys to do a check-in? Where are you right now, young man?
Your mom has sending. I love it.
He gave you a howler.
Hello, mother. We are in Bilthy currently. I'm sorry. We would have come, but there's a cult taking over.
There's a pause. And then you hear... Those cult bastards have been trying to ruin our business. You deal with them, and you come see me immediately.
Yes, mother.
I like Oliver's mom.
So, that is day 3 over. Unless there's anything else anybody wants to do.
I'm assuming Oliver's not going to share that conversation with us, so yeah, no.
Not yet. We have more important matters at hand currently.
Okay. On the 4th day of scrying.
On the 4th day of scrying. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Acolyte stabbing a dude.
Nope.
That was the 3rd day.
Oh.
That was the 3rd day. On the 4th day, Schlegel says to me, it appears that our scouts are no longer getting into the city to look for the items, so start to gather the troops. We will attack in 2 days.
What, day 6?
Yup.
We need to hold out for a day.
That's conceivably doable.
Mm-hmm. Which means we now know when to get him out, to get Cragbuckle out.
Yep. I will talk to the generals and I'll tell them that this is what I've heard.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, be on our guard in case they push that forward. But we want to definitely make sure that we're prepared now for an attack because they are planning on initiating the attack within 2 days. But let's be ready for it to come at any moment in case they know we're scrying on them and push it forward, or or if they get trigger happy. So
Okay.
Yep.
And with that, you get the information. Another day comes and goes. Roll me a perception check, everybody.
roll a perception check. $15.
It's a 26.
Okay. Wow, 2 nat 1s. Thankfully, it didn't matter.
The shirt giveth, and the shirt trieth to taketh away.
But doesn't taketh away.
It makes sure that you know that it could.
All right. You don't see any change, and with that, the day ends. You all get a good rest, and scrying on Acolyte the next day has her bossing around troops, getting people in a orderly fashion as much as you can with as many people. She appears to be talking to 5 or 6 werewolves more intently, and then they go running off various directions. And that's all you get for that day. And with that, the day will end. And the morning will strike on the day of the possible battle. And we will pick that up next time.
Bum, bum, bum.
I was hoping for some spicy fights. Here we
Ah.
go.
Well, you closed up the hole. They would have come through there and we could have killed a few of them.
Well, I
there were
mean-
lots of options. If you guys had wanted to push it, I was thinking maybe you guys would try and sneak into the camp.
I thought about it to
Cause
try to
some
get them
damage?
to break apart.
I'm not
'Cause they
gonna
had-
sneak into a camp full, like, that's 2,000 people. Or however
Could've-
many they had.
Could have
If we would've
possibly gone
moved-
into the woods to try and stop construction.
About all of that, but I didn't know how to exactly be feasible to go about that without, if
Getting
you get one bad
killed.
roll, that's all for naught.
Oh, I mean, I'll be honest. If that's what you wanted to do, it wouldn't have been one bad roll. It would have been like take you out. It would have just made it more difficult.
We'll be fine.
I think
I
we'll be
heard all
okay.
the buzz saws and the chainsawing and stuff. They're not actually building ballistas. They're building a large wooden rabbit.
We're going to gift it to the town and surrender. I think. Surely nothing bad could come of this.
Oh my god,
Right.
they're like, they're working on their Fortnite construction skills.
The speed building.
And Archer shoots at a guy and wings him, and all of a sudden,
A fortress pops up.
just a tower.
I've talked to people about this in the past. I think it'd be really funny to see war done like it's done, like people over voice comms. Like, I manted him. He's on the right. He's on the right. He's on the right.
All right. Well, we're gonna pick that up next time. Gonna be doing something slightly different next week because I will be at MagicCon. So I did get business cards. So if you see me in my apparently Star Trek Discovery shirt, I don't know. I'm gonna meet what's
You
his
mean
name?
you're not gonna
Kirk
wear
Jones.
the shirt?
I'm gonna wear it under. I don't know what
Wait,
the other shirt is gonna wear.
You're gonna meet Doug Jones,
Yeah,
dude. That's
Invite-
dope.
I know,
Have him
right?
come play with us.
Should I hand him a business card?
Yeah,
Invite
be
him
like,
to
come play.
join us. I know he probably won't. We'll be like, hey, if you like D&D.
Yeah, a bunch of cast of Star Trek Discovery is gonna be there. So
That's really cool.
yeah,
Oh man.
which means I now have to binge watch Star Trek Discovery for the next week.
Now that I don't live there anymore, suddenly MagicCon's getting good.
Yeah, yeah. So, I don't know what we're gonna do for next week. I think Zero has some things up his sleeve.
I may or may not be available next week, depending on how late my thing goes.
Yep. And then the week after that, we're almost all of us are busy except for Zero. So this is going to be epic, and I'm going to continue to tweak the battle because I had some inspiration today that I now get to really flesh out. So
So 1 month from today.
Basically.
yeah, might
Close
be.
to, yeah.
It'll be worth the wait. I'll make sure
I
of
will
it.
see. I'll have to get a stream key from you again because for some reason it never gave me the one. So we'll look into that, and then I might be able to do something the next couple of weeks just so we have something going on. So.
Perfect. And yes, happy birthday to Zero tomorrow.
Yeah. Yay!
So, thanks for
Hello.
watching, everybody, and have a good night. And as always, may you roll those nat 20s and avoid those critical fails. Bye.
Bye.